Europe is now being buffeted by a succession of simultaneous political, economic, and security crises, which are sowing doubts about the future of the European Union and its relationship with the United States. Gela Di Franceschi takes a closer look at the current state of the Euro-Atlantic community, which encompasses the political economic union of 28 European member states and the world's most powerful defense alliance, NATO.
Values and overlapping interests are the foundation of what is often described as a transatlantic partnership between the United States and Europe. Both sides of the Atlantic face a common set of challenges and crises in many parts of the world. Both sides are proponents of democracy, open societies, human rights, and free markets. But Europe is navigating turbulent waters these days, many specialists note, among them Peter Wittig, Germany's ambassador to the United States.
The Greek debt crisis, the refugee influx of unprecedented magnitude, the rise of populist political movements, and of course the decision of the British to leave the European Union have shaken Europe at its core.
These events leave analysts fearing for the coherence, if not the existence, of the European Union.
I bet you in the next 2 to 5 years, Europe will have more refugees, more terrorism. I bet you Europe will have a bit less America engagement, involvement, and conceivably more Russia. That would not suggest a stable, healthy, vibrant transatlantic relationship.
Europe relies on U.S. leadership and security cover, but America's promise might not be as steadfast under the new U.S. administration, says Stephen Sabo.
NATO and the American commitment through NATO to European security and the European Union. And both of those pillars now are shaky.
Meanwhile, Russia's annexation of Ukraine's Crimea in 2014 has returned power politics in Europe, says Admiral James Stavridis, former NATO commander, now Dean of the Fletcher School of International Diplomacy.
We don't want, nor do we have to, return to a Cold War, but we must confront Russian illegal behavior where it occurs.
The Kremlin is meddling in Europe's politics too, propping up anti-EU forces, mostly in France and Germany, the founding members of the European bloc, Stavridis warns.
President Putin's top strategic priority is to break the transatlantic alliance.
But a different scenario might transpire. Europe's woes have re-energized the purpose of NATO. European members have announced plans to buy everything from surveillance aircraft and drones to new air defense systems and warships, says Christopher Chives.
To ensure that no Russian commander or president ever thinks that there's even a remote possibility of succeeding in a war against NATO.
Political forces opposed to the EU will have a strong showing in next year's elections in France and Germany, says Sabo, but moderates could still prevail.
Europeans taking this as a challenge to unify and to stand up more for Europe and not to fragment.
No matter who wins, 2017 is set to be a year that might decide the future of the transatlantic alliance, a key anchor of the liberal international order.